friends, welcome to another video. Brianna here. I am doing a spoiler-free review for you guys today of the Murderbot series by Martha Wells. I haven't done a normal video, like a normal booktube video that's outside of like our Cosmere read-along in a hot minute. I'm a little out of practice, and also I haven't just done many spoiler-free reviews before, but I feel like this is a good series to do a spoiler-free review for, so just bear with me, please.
I can reach for a well-worn book to give me an escape.
Okay, so getting into things, first I will state that I listened to the first 4 novellas in the Murderbot series. I'm right now currently listening to the full-length novel, which I think is the 5th one, but I haven't finished it yet, but I'm almost done. I listened to them all on audiobook, so I didn't read these as physical books. I just wanted to put that out there. And I will say, first of all, I love it. I love the entire series. Obviously, I've made it five in, so I'm hooked. Let me give like a vague plot summary without spoiling anything. Basically, Murderbot is, you're following the point of view of a murderbot. This is a, he's, how do you describe Murderbot? So basically, you're following this sec unit, which is a mostly droid, part human entity who is essentially, he sees himself as a murderbot. He is supplied to people by the company to protect them, to do security, and he has hacked his own government module, which means he is no longer being controlled by the company, by the government. They don't know that. They think that he is still like under their control, but he's hacked it so that he now kind of has his own, like, he can do whatever he wants, which he couldn't do before. He doesn't know what he wants to do, and he doesn't know who he is, so he's still just kind of pretending to be your regular old murderbot while assisting a team of scientists on a mission where they're just testing stuff out, like on the surface of this planet, and of course things go wrong, and it goes from there. But I will say that I feel that this is a very character-driven story, and that is what works for me the most. I am absolutely 100% a character reader. Like, your plot can be flimsy as fuck, but if your characters are like 100% solid, I am in. There's the other way around. Like, it doesn't matter how great the plot is, if the characters can't carry it, then it's like, it's not gonna work for me. That might not be the case for everybody, but like, I am 100% characters first, and then everything else is second. And that's what shines the most in this book. Is Murderbot as a character is fascinating. I love him. I love his like snarky sense of humor, his like self-deprecating jokes, how much he just wants to like just watch TV. He just wants to chill and watch TV, you know? He doesn't want to be doing all these other things, and how like just fed up he is with like human stupidity. It's great, and he's just so much fun to follow. And then obviously all the other characters that you kind of meet along the way in his different journeys and the different novellas are really fun. They really bring something to the table, and like the way he interacts with them and the way he starts to maybe care about them and the ones he does not care about. It's just really, really fun. It's really interesting. It's sci-fi, obviously. This is sci-fi. And I would just say, if you are into AIs, specifically like artificial intelligence, robots, droids, any of that shit, you should be reading Murderbot, because it's full of that stuff and it's so well done, at least in my opinion. I mean, I'm not like super well read on that stuff specifically, but I really enjoy how this was done, with every different variation of like a droid or a, you know, the sec units and things like that, the ship minds and things like that. Like, they're just all really, really well done, really interesting. And the plots are fun too. Like, the plots of each novella are just like really fun. I think they get better as they go. I will say, like I said, I've listened to the first 4, and I'm currently on the full-length novel, which I think is number 5. I think I did that right. But I really, really like them. I don't really have many criticisms. I will say that, again, I listened to this on audiobook, and I think the audio is amazing. I absolutely love the narrator. A great job. He really, if there was ever, I could never hear anybody else as the voice for Murderbot. Like, I just could not hear another voice other than this guy, because he does it so well, but also he tells the full story really well, and he does like the other voices really well. Enough that like my attention didn't wander, because I am not an audiobook person, because I can't focus long enough to like, I'll zone out, even if it's something I'm really interested in, so I don't tend to do audiobooks unless it's on a reread. In fact, I think, as far as I can recall, I've only ever listened to one audiobook that wasn't a reread, and it didn't go very well because I was having a lot of trouble focusing on it, even though I was doing like menial tasks and stuff, I still like had trouble with it. But I had a lot of stuff to do this past week where it was just kind of not really using my mind but using my hands, and so I was like, I'm gonna try to listen to some audiobooks. So I went with Murderbot, and boy was I glad I did. I absolutely love it. I think Murderbot is gonna be, he's like a top character for me now. I absolutely adore him. So again, if you are like into just really well done characters, if you like sci-fi, if you like AIs and all the stuff that can be entangled with that, I absolutely recommend this series. The shorter novellas, I don't know how long they are like in physical format, but the audiobooks were about 4 hours, like each of them. I think one was like less than 4 hours, like 3 hours something. And then the full-length novel is only 12 hours. I say only because I read really big books sometimes. So like, they're very short and very quick, and they're just so good. Like I don't think I have any criticisms against it. The only thing that I struggled with a little bit, which I just realized I was not paying enough attention because again, listening to the audiobook, is the narrator tends to have a very similar like voice he does when he's voicing the female characters. There's not a lot of variation there. So if like I'm not paying attention, then it's like I forget which person's talking in a given scene if there's more than like one female in the room, because like his voices for them are very similar. But that's on me. Like that's a criticism of myself for just stopping, not paying enough attention to be like following it clearly. I don't have any criticisms of this. I think it's super, super fun. I really like that it does feel more of a character driven story. While like there is interesting plot happening, there's more interesting characters, you're going to different places and meeting different people and doing different things. The focus is on like Murderbot and like what he's trying to figure out about himself and like what he wants to do, and just like his personal journey, which is just, it's so good and I love it so much. So yeah, I mean, like, I will also say I rated all of them 5 stars so far, and I don't think, other than rereads, I've had any 5-star reads this year. Fair, I haven't read a ton of things this year that weren't rereads, but none of them were 5 stars. So this was like my first fresh 5-star this year, I think. Again, not saying much. I haven't read a lot of non-rereads this year because of my read-along, but still, take that as you will. Again, I also am not a very critical rater. Like I'm not a very critical rater. If I have a lot of fun with it, even if it's not like the best story ever, I'm gonna rate it high, because that's just, it goes off of personal opinion. But if there's anybody watching this who like trusts my personal opinion and likes the things that I like, then I gave it 5 stars, and maybe you would too. Yeah, and once again, I only listened to this on audiobook, and I really, really enjoyed it. As someone who's not really big on audiobooks, mostly due to like my own inability to focus on them, I was able to follow along. I really enjoyed it. I listened to it at 1.5 speed. I tried to listen to it at a faster speed. I tried to listen to it at 2 times speed, which I could follow fine, but like it was giving me a headache. At least I think it was giving me, something was giving me a headache, so I took it back down to 1.5. But I really like listening to it at 1.5 because I feel like the voice for Murderbot should be a little bit faster, because he is like not fully human. Like he's got, you know, he processes things a lot faster than like a normal person, so I feel like he would speak a lot faster. So like listening to it on that speed is really, really nice. I almost wish I could like make his voice go faster and then like take all the humans just down a peg so like they're not also at the same speed, because he's obviously narrating all of it. That would be really cool, but I really like listening to it at 1.5 speed because it's still a little bit faster than normal, so it's not like dragging, and then it makes him sound faster, which is how I feel like he should sound. So I really like that. That's just a side tangent of how I listen to it. There are like crazy people who will listen to it on like the fastest speed possible. My brain can't do it. I just can't do it. My brain's too tired. But anyways, yeah, that's like my spoiler-free review. I didn't want to get into spoilers, and obviously because like the novellas are very short, so I don't want to get into any plot things, but I have thoroughly enjoyed each development of each plot. They're not like too overly complicated, because again, it's very character driven, which I really, really love. Although it is getting a bit more in depth in the full-length novel one that I'm listening to, which I really like. Like I like that this one's longer and there's more going on and things are kind of coming full circle and stuff, and it's just a lot more fun. Like they keep getting better as they go. Like the first one was absolutely great, stunning. I loved it. And then I was like, okay, on to book 2. And then like that one was even better. And it's just, they keep getting better and better, and I'm here for the ride. I am absolutely in love with Murderbot as a character. So much fun. This is definitely a series I'll probably re-listen to down the line, or maybe reread physically at some point, because I like it that much, and I'm a rereader. I tend to reread things I really like. So if I say I'm gonna reread it, or I think I'll reread it at some point, then that's also just like a high recommendation from me. Because even if I enjoyed something but I don't plan to reread it, then it's like, did I really enjoy it that much? You know, just how I am. Like if I really like something, you know I'm gonna be doing it again. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Murderbot. I just really, really loved it, and I wanted to talk about it because it's like the first thing I've read in a while that, again, not a reread, but it's been a 5-star, and I've been really, really into it, and I'm almost sad that I'm almost caught up. I think I only have like one more to listen to after this. I'm not actually sure. I have to go check. But I don't think the series is over because there's like ones listed on Goodreads that aren't out yet. So I don't know. I feel like it's supposed to keep going. I'm not sure, honestly. I need to look into it. But let me know in the comments down below if you have read Murderbot. Did you read it physically or did you listen to it? Give me your thoughts on either or. And yeah, let me know how you feel about Murderbot. And if you haven't read Murderbot and you're planning to check it out after this, also let me know in the comments and then come chat with me about it after you've read it, because I'm all up in it right now. I'm super hyped about it. So yeah, also side note, if anybody wants to recommend any like short, snappy novellas in like a similar style and length as Murderbot that I could try listening to, because now that I've kind of figured out the kind of tasks I can do while listening to an audiobook without zoning out too much, like being able to follow it, I want to try more audiobooks. So if anybody has any recs for me in that wheelhouse, let me know in the comments down below as well. Thanks. Thanks for watching. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Life before death, Radiance.
There ain't no power